we are going to use formulas and functions to do the calculations. So Excel is basically used for using the formulas and functions to do the calculations, and Excel can do some very complex kind of calculations which are not easily possible for humans. So before learning more about formulas, you need to remember one important thing, that to enter a formula in Excel sheet, the contents of the cell must begin with an equal sign. For example, I have put a formula here. See, all these all these cells all these cells are containing the simple data, but when I have to do a calculation, a simple calculation of sum or addition, I have put an equal to sign in front of all these numbers. So either we put an equal to sign or we can also put a plus sign. We can perform various calculations using Excel, such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, average, percentage. So there are different formulas for doing all these kinds of calculations. So I have also prepared a table here. It is a result sheet of a fictitious one for class 7th, where I have entered the names and the marks of different subjects of the students. So now you can simply, once we have entered all the data, Excel will automatically do the calculations, but for that we have to give it an input. Now under the functions, as I said, Excel can do various kinds of functions. There are predefined functions which are already present and which you can use. It can be found in home. It can be found in formulas. You go to formulas, and under this you will find there are different kinds of formulas. Auto sum, average, count numbers, max, minimum. So there are various kinds of functions like financial functions, logical functions, text functions, date and time functions, and then there are mathematical and trigonometric functions. Under more functions, if you go under more functions, you will find statistical, engineering, cube functions, information functions. So these are already predefined functions which can be used easily. But for now, let's see, in this chapter we are going to do some average, percentage, and some statistical functions like maximum, minimum. In this particular video, we are going to do the sum we are going to use the formula sum. So we will look into the various ways of how we can add up the values in an Excel sheet. So now that I have my data here, the first way and the easiest one is I have put an equal to sign here. I have added all the numbers here. I just keep on adding. I put an equal to sign here, and then I start adding the numbers. Like the first one is 40 in maths, then I add 50 of English, then I add 20 of Punjabi, 42 of Hindi, science 50, and then social studies 48. So when I have added all these and I just click on the enter, it will give me a sum total of 250. So if you do it with a calculator, you'll find that the sum of all these numbers is 250. But then writing all these numbers one by one, typing them, it will take a very long time. Suppose if I have a list 5 to 8 classes and I have to calculate the results, so it is going to take a very long time if I keep on typing all this. The second way to do is we simply put, we can, instead of putting this plus sign, we can also use this other symbol. Just use this one. Let's try to use it here. So if I paste this formula here, let's see what happens. If there is an equal to sign, is equal to sign in front, then I put sum 40, then I put all these symbols and I put all these marks, and then I press the enter button. Again, it gives me the answer 250. Until here, I have put all the marks are same just to see how it goes and what kind of result we get. So is the result uniform if I put the different formulas and try to calculate the sum in different ways? The third way to calculate the sum is I am just going to copy this. So let's see what happens if I put an is equal to sign, and then instead of writing each and every number here in the formula box, what if I put the equal sign in this cell and I start clicking on the numbers? I click on this one 40, then I type plus. So I keep on clicking the numbers and I keep on adding plus, and then I give, and then I press enter. So then one more time it is giving me the same answer. But if I have to calculate this like for 7 8 classes, still I think it is going to take me a very long time and it would be very tiring. So let's see something very simple. I put an equal to sign here. Then the easiest part is I write sum, and it will also give me the different options of sum. But I'm going to do a simple sum. So I've written sum. I start my parenthesis, and then I just drag my mouse over the row and the cells which I want to add. So I have dragged my cell from here to here. See what happens? It is giving me a range of C13 to H13. It has already put the number there. I just close the parenthesis and I press enter, and it gives me the answer. So I think I like it better because here I don't have to type in, and this is also easier, and it is also very uh, in this way we will not make any mistakes, because in typing we may make a mistake while writing the numbers, but when we are just selecting these cells, it's it's not easy to make a mistake. So this one is easier. But then there is another function, that you can use. You can use the auto sum function. In the auto sum function, just click. See, these are the functions which are already given, and the auto sum is one of the functions which stays on top of everything else because it is the most used in Excel. So you click on the box where you want the answer, click on auto sum. It will ask you the range of the cells. So you again drag your cells from here to here and you press enter, and it is giving me this value, this answer. Now I want to copy this formula because I cannot keep on doing it cell by cell. If I keep on doing it cell by cell for each student, then also I think it's going to take me a very long time. So the next thing that we're going to learn is how to copy the formula. I already know I can do it in a number of ways. I can use this formula, this one, this one, this one, where I just selected the rows, or I can also do this one where I don't even have to write the sum and the different things. Because here, let's check again. I just clicked on the box. I did auto sum, and it was already giving me the value. I just had to, sorry, copy, paste, and it will give me the option of formulas. Paste formula. Now earlier we had done it this way, but when I click it here now, we see that the formula has changed. Let's see how it was earlier. We can undo it one more time. Let's see. Now the formula is C12, D12, E12 plus F12 plus G12 plus H12. But if I click here, I copy and then I paste the formula here, we'll see that the formula, instead of this one, it has changed to the previous one. So it will copy the formula and it will still add. So let's see how it copies the formula here. If I copy this formula, let's see how it works. See, it is already doing the auto sum. I just need to drag with the plus sign and it will copy all the formulas to the very end.